Hi, Sarah Banas here, Learn to Craft. I'm going to show you today how to make water-resistant stickers on your Cricut. It's incredibly easy, so let's get started. If this video is of interest to you or helpful, like the video, but also subscribe to my channel. I'm coming out with new videos probably once or twice a week, just lots of new ways to make projects. There's a ton of really neat projects, but also how to design for yourself. So when you subscribe to the channel, you'll get notifications when the new videos come out. We have a fantastic series coming up over the next week on learning how to design for yourself. You're not going to want to miss that. So subscribe, you'll get the notification when the new videos come out. I'm going to link everything that we use here in the video description. So I will link this flower. Actually, this flower is part of a set. Absolutely beautiful. I love that realistic look. I think there's like 7 of them in the set, something like that. I paid like $2 for it. So I'll link this in the video description. I'm also going to link the font we're going to use. So the font we're going to use is this beautiful script that I found like 2 weeks ago. I paid full price for it. And then this morning, I go to sign on and look what the new font of the week, free font of the week is. And don't you know it's that font. So totally worth the money I paid for it. But you can grab it free right now. Highly, highly recommend. I'll put that link in the video description. So I highly recommend grabbing it if you're able to. If it's still free when you see this, click that link and go grab it free. To get to the video description, underneath the video, there's a drop down. If you look, there's like an arrow that goes down. Click on that. That'll expand. I'll put the flower in there. I'll put the font, the free font in there. I'll put our Facebook group. So we have a collaborative of about 2 million members on Facebook. I'm going to put Cricut for Beginners. It's not all beginners. It's all skill levels. Fantastic group, super friendly, super helpful, super knowledgeable. It's just a great place to collaborate with like-minded people. You'll fit right in. You'll love it there. So make sure you do join us in the group. And like I said, I'll link that in the description. I'm also going to link all of the products I use. I'm going to link the sticker paper that I use, and I'm also going to link the laminate that we'll use to make it water resistant. Okay, so let's get started. This is super duper easy. So I'll delete this. So I am going to show you every step of the way. So if you're a beginner, you can understand the print then cut process. So you can actually do this even if you're brand new. If you just opened up your box today, you're going to be able to make this sticker by the end of this video. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our text work, okay? So what this is going to be, just so that you know, what we're making here is we're making packaging stickers that can go on, if you're mailing a customer an order, you put this on the package. It's just like a neat way to make them smile when they first see it. It'll make them remember you, and it'll make them come back. So the nice thing about putting the laminate over it is that it makes it water resistant. So it can handle, going in the mail and rain and, whatever have you. So let's go ahead and get our font work done. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to type out. Okay, so I already have it set to, that's how you change your font up there. I don't know if you saw that or not. So when you click on text, and then you go right here to your font. Actually, I already had it set to it, but I just want to show you how to change your font in case you are, in fact, brand new. So click on that. And isn't that beautiful? So I'm also going to link in the video description. If you do not know how to download and install fonts, it is incredibly easy. I'm going to link in the video description 3 videos: how to do it on Mac, how to do it on PC. Actually, I'll link 4: how to do it on Mac, how to do it on PC, how to do it on iOS, and how to do it on Android. Okay, so, and that's how to download and then install fonts. So we're going to first type out, thank you. That's so pretty. Absolutely grab. If you can grab this free, grab it, grab it, grab it. I'm telling you, it is an amazing font. This is like my new camp shirt font for this year. So I'm going to duplicate that. You see that green G that keeps popping up? That is Grammarly. So I just purchased Grammarly like maybe 2 weeks ago. I keep seeing ads for it, and I was like, I'm going to try that. And I did, and I love it. It was a little bit expensive. I was surprised by it. It was like $100 and some odd dollars. I was a little surprised by that for the year, but it's so helpful. Not just I'm a terrible speller, not just for spelling, but also for just grammar in general. It catches a lot of things. Okay, so now I'm going to select my secondary font. So I have a video on font pairing. If you want to learn more about font pairing, you can find that in the channel. There's one on there already, but it's kind of long. It's a pretty in-depth total font pairing video. I'm going to make a shorter one soon just so that you can get the basics of font pairing. Don't ever be scared of font pairing. It's a lot of fun once you learn how to do it. So I'm going to put thank you for shopping. Oh, no, that's wrong. That's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say thank you for your, and then this will be order. Okay, so thank you for your order. And now what we're going to do, this is part of the really neat part about this font. So when you have script fonts, generally when you curve or arc them, they break apart and it looks disjointed and it looks terrible. This font, because it drops below the baseline here, it curves really, really nicely. So I'll show you real quick why we're going to curve this. If you just put this together like this, you can't really get it any closer than that. And it looks okay. But when you curve it just a little bit, it gives a little bit something extra to it. It just gives it a little bit of more visual interest. So I'm going to curve it just the tiniest bit. And because it has that, so you want to make sure that you're not breaking that script. You can see where the H meets the A. It almost wants to break there. So I'll show you what I mean by break. See how it breaks? It's no longer together. The N and the K, the H and the A. Don't want to break your script. So in most scripts you can't even curve this much. But this one is special. Okay, so that's the amount that we want to curve it. Okay, and now what we're going to do, now I'm going to show you a little trick here. Okay, so if I took, now we're going to offset it. Now if I tried to offset this right now, just like that, an offset's going to give you a shadow layer. So right here on the top with your layer selected, click offset. And now let me show you something. If I were to put 0.025 here, it's going to take a second. Design Space runs a little bit slow this time of night, just lots and lots of crafters on. So what I'm going to show you what happens when you offset, when you have, oh, never mind. It didn't happen. So normally what happens is, it must have been just a little bit too big for it to happen, is it fills in sometimes, these inside pieces. If that ever happens to you when you're offsetting, just make it a little bit bigger. Just all you have to do is make your text bigger and then offset, and then you can reduce its size. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to move this and we're going to change that to white. Put this back, and we are going to select both of those in a line. And I should have shown you, I'll show you in a second here, why we are offsetting it. So I'm going to group it for now. I'm going to show you why we're offsetting it. If I were to take this text and just lay it on top of there, do you see how it just blends in and it just, I don't know, it just doesn't do anything. So now when you offset it, this is what happens. See how it pops now? That's why we're offsetting. So now we're going to offset this layer. Okay, and same 0.025. Okay, and then change that to white. And you're going to group these two layers for now. And then one final one. And we're going to take that and we're going to offset that 0.025. Okay, and then we're also going to change that to white. So now what we're going to do is this layer is going to be, oops, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Select these two and group. Okay, so this layer is going to be me just 1 second. I think I had that. Let me just look and see how I had it. So that layer I had behind. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to send it back. So I want this layer on top of that layer, okay? Don't want it all overlapped. I just want just that Y overlapped, and I want to center these. Line, center. Right here is a line. I don't know if you saw that. Okay, and now I'm going to take this and I'm going to nestle this in there how I want that. I don't want this one quite perfectly aligned center because I already know with this design that it's a little bit, it crosses this Y over that top of the R if I center it perfectly, and I don't want that. So I'm happy with that, just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to group them. The only reason that I'm grouping them right now is so that I can move it all as a single piece and not have it break apart on me. So I want to make this the right size. So I want, because we're going to be cutting this, so the sticker, when this cuts, what's going to happen is that all of this is going to print, and then it's just going to cut the outside layer, or the outside edge. So you got to be careful with the tips of this. Like I wouldn't want this sticking way out in the middle of nowhere, so that it ended up with a weird outside cut over here. So you want to just get it just about like that. That's just about perfect. Yeah, I think that that's nice. I want to make sure that this here isn't going to cut out also. You don't want to have a sticker and then have some weird little chomp over on the corner. So we're going to select those two and align center horizontally. Make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, I think that's just about perfect. So I'm going to align center horizontally, and then I'm going to drop it down just a little bit. I don't really want that aligned on the top quite. Sorry, I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I'm actually trying to break myself of that habit. I spent so much of our life trying to make things perfect for no reason. I think that's good, just like that. Okay, so now what you're going to do, if I were to try to print and cut this right now, what would happen is these are separate layers. So it would move them apart. And here, I'll just show you real quick so you can see. If I click make it, see on mat, continue, and see how it does them all separate. That's not what you want, right? So what you want is you want it all one layer. So what you're going to do is you're going to select all of this and you're going to flatten it. Okay, so now watch what happens over here on the right. See how those are all separate layers? Flatten it, and now it's all flattened to a single layer. Get rid of this, we don't need to print that. Okay, so now this is all flattened to a single layer. What will happen now is this will print, and then when you put it into your Cricut to cut, it's going to cut just the outside edge. I want to show you something else real quick. This particular sunflower already has an outside offset. See how it already has that white offset on the outside corner? So I didn't need to add that. If it did not already have this white offset, I would have also offset that and added that to the back so that it had that. It just looks classier. There's just something that white offset adds to it. Or maybe it's nostalgic. I don't know, but it just adds something to it. So get rid of this. I'm not sure how many we can make here. So how big should I make this? I think I like my packaging stickers to be kind of big. Just kind of, I don't know, looks nice. Okay, so I'm going to make this 4 inches, I think. Let's make it 4. I don't think I can get 2 in. That's okay. We'll make 1 for now. That's plenty. And then you can figure out for yourself how many you want to make if you want to make yours smaller. So now, once we have this all done, this is ready to print and then cut. So now we're going to click Make It. And what's going to happen is this is going to send it. So right now, it's ready to go to my printer. So we're going to click Continue. And now we're going to click Send to Printer. Okay? So send to printer. We can talk more about, I don't know why it's coming up like that. It shouldn't. We can talk more about, let's see. I'm going to be willing to bet that that's just a weird glitch and that it'll print just fine. Yeah, that's fine. So what's going to happen is we're going to print it, and then it's going to go to the printer, and then we're going to load that printed sheet onto the mat. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to print it on sticker paper. I'm going to link that sticker paper in the video description, and then we're going to load that printed sheet onto the mat. Okay, and then we're going to load that mat into the printer. Let's go ahead and we'll go, first off, well, I skipped a step. To make it water resistant, first we're going to put a laminate on there, and then we're going to put it into the Cricut. Let's go ahead and go over to the table, and I'll show you putting the laminate on and how that end works, and then I'll show you the cutting part. Okay, so here we are in my craft room, and we have our printed sticker. You can see how nice that looks as paper. This sticker paper is super, super nice. I really, really like it. You can see how pretty that is. Okay. And what we're going to do, so if we cut this right now, that would be super pretty. It would be nice, but we're going to make it even better. So not only are we going to make it like glittery, holographic, but we're also going to make it, like I said earlier, water resistant. So this isn't going to be waterproof. I mean, if you dunked it in water, it's going to get wet like a sticker would. It's going to get under the laminate. But for all intents and purposes, it's going to be water resistant. It'll be good enough. So I have 2 different kinds of laminate here to show you. This one is just a clear holographic laminate. I'll open this up and I'll show you real quick. So the pattern on this one is, I would call it like a, almost like a shattered, I'm sorry, this one is like a water slide almost. I don't know if you can see that. So that would give your finished image like a nice water slide, kind of oil slick look to it. We are actually going to use one that is a star pattern. I really like this one a lot. I don't know if you can see it. Let me open it up. So there's also, clear that you can get. Also, there's lots of patterns, but there's also clear that you can get if you don't want, if you just want the water resistance, but not the holographic. And this is not expensive. I'll link it in the video description. I grabbed it on Amazon. So see how pretty that one is. I really, really like that one. So this is the trick to this, okay? So when you are cutting this, your Cricut, when it goes to print then cut, needs to be able to read these lines. If you put holographic right on top of that line, it's not going to be able to read it because it's going to flash back. It reads it with a light, and it's going to flash that back to your machine. So what we're doing is we want to get it inside of the lines, but at the same time enough to totally cover your design. So I'm going to say that we're going to take this one right about right there. And right about right there. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to cut that square out. So I'll nip it just a little bit there so I can see my spot that I made. And then the nice thing is that this has a grid right on the back. So take that and cut that right along that line. this one down this way. You know, this is the thing. This industry is, I don't want to call it saturated because it's not. That's the wrong word. People will call it saturated, and that's not at all the case, because the case is that all you need to do to make money in this industry is be the best at your craft and have new and innovative ideas. And we'll work a lot on that on videos coming up with new ideas that aren't just what you see everybody else making, and doing the best job at it, making yours stand out. But that's what this does. That makes your product stand out. Your customer gets this in the mail, and the very first thing they see is this sticker on it, and they're like, oh, that's beautiful. And I'll tell you another step, another thing that you can do to even take it one step further is you can cross-market. You can put your business information on the sticker, so then your postman sees it, or their postman sees it, and they're like, what is this? Better, you know, well, so that's the long and short of it, though, is that this is a marketing technique. This makes your product stand out and be remembered in, you know, a very, again, not saturated, but an industry that there's a lot of people in. So, you know what? I'm not even going to try to peel this without, just give me 1 second. I want to grab my weeding pen. This weeding pen makes all the difference in the world, not just for weeding, but also for things like this. Highly recommend. You know, I just took it off of my desk and moved it out of the way, and I was like, I'm going to need that. And I'm like, I'm not weeding. I'm not going to need it. Well, I need it. This right here. I'll link this in the video description as well. So this is a weeding pen. See how it's got a little tiny needle on the end of it? I don't know if you can see it. So for weeding, but also for things like this, it works perfect. It just helps you just pop that backing right off. Okay, so now this is what you're going to do. You're not going to peel this all the way off. You're going to take it and just try not to get your hands on it too much. And then just do it just like that. I'm going to have to turn this around. I should have taken the camera a little bit closer to myself because I want to be able to get right up on it and make sure that I'm getting it on there correctly. And you're just going to want to square it on there. Make sure, again, that you're not touching those registration lines. Okay, I think that's square. So now I have a little bit down, right? And see how I'm just kind of with my finger like that? Slowly ease it down. You don't want to get bubbles in there. Okay. This is going to be super, super duper pretty. Ooh-wee, that is gonna be pretty. Look at that. Oh, wow, that is gonna be beautiful. I don't know if you can see that. That is gonna be so pretty. So now we'll go to the machine, and you'll see that when the machine cuts it, it cuts right on the outside edge. Okay, so now we have our laminate on, and now we're ready to send it to cut. Okay, so now you're going to choose your material. I'm going to choose sticker paper. And I'm going to use sticker paper, printable sticker paper, this one. Oh, no, I don't want clear. I want white. Okay, and then I'm going to click done. And now we're all set. So now it has sent it over to my Cricut, and now we're going to go load our mat. Okay, so here we are at our machine. You can see that the light is flashing. That means it's ready to take the mat in. So let's go ahead. I'm going to click that button. Let it take the mat in. It's going to take it all the way in, and it's going to, so that it can see which mat, what size mat we're using. Okay, and now it is ready to go. Click that. And now what it's going to do is it's going to read the registration box. So that's what tells it where to cut. Now you can see that's why it's so important that we put the holographic on the inside so that it can read that box and not have that light flash back up at it. And now it's going to cut. Like I told you, it's going to cut just the outside. So you can, there it goes right there. It's going to cut just that outside edge of the flower. This is going to be super, super pretty. Okay, so now it's going to go ahead and it's going to kick the mat out, and let's go see what this looks like. Okay, so this is what we have. Now you can see that, you see that cut on the border? So I should have pointed out to you that we could have, you can see I messed up a little bit down in that bottom corner, but that's okay. We could have done, so what we did is we kiss cut it. So this is just going to peel right up off of here. You see it peels right up off of there. But what we could have done also is we could have die cut it. So if we had wanted to die cut it, it would have cut right through the backing so that all that was there was a sticker. If you were sending it to somebody, that's what you would do, is die cut it. To die cut, you would have just, instead of choosing the printable sticker material, just pick a heavier setting like cardstock or something like that, and it'll cut through the whole thing. So that's it. So let's go ahead and peel this right off of here. And that is all there is to it. How beautiful is that? And that will be, like I said, water resistant. You can put it on your packaging, and it is spectacular. That's it. Like I said, so like the video if it was interesting or helpful. Subscribe to the channel so you get the notifications of the new videos when they come out. And I will link everything I used in the description. And also join us on Facebook. You'll love it there. Have a great day. Bye.